What a day in the markets. It was absolutely wacky, wacky, wacky Tuesday. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go through what we saw today in the market. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so that you guys can see everything that I got going on here. What's up, guys? Let's talk about what happened today in the stock market today. So I got SPY pulled up here and I'm going to just talk about what happened. Okay. So in the morning, we had basically sell off right from the morning. Okay. We were at 695 area. We were like doing pretty good. We were at 697 and then boom, it was a sell off. And this was not a panicky sell off. It was a very consistent sell off, but very broad to create a lot of instability. It wasn't panicky, like I said. And it was a lot to do with the digestion of tech earnings. It was a lot to do with crypto just kind of coming down. Crypto has just been dying lately, not doing so well. So people were kind of freaking out about that. And yeah, we had a whole day of just sell off, really. We went from 695, we call it puts here in the morning, actually, and we went all the way down. This is where we saw government shutdown being released around 220. Government announced that the shutdown was being resolved. We had a relief bounce, a little bit more downside, then we went back up little downside, then a little bit of stabilization. And we're sitting about 689, 690 right now, which I think is a really good area for where we're at in the market right now. And so this was a very interesting day. This was characteristic from before. So like if you look, let me drop zoom out of here, right? So this was today, right? This was today, right? February 3rd, boom, massive drop. We also had this happen multiple times in the past. Actually, more so recently, we had this happen. I believe on the 29th, we had this happen. Boom, straight drop down. And we also had this happen, I think, on the 28th as well. I'm not sure. It was sometime last week we had this happen again. So SPY has been having these days where it just decides to sell off, just decides to sell off. And it bases around 684. It has lower ends around 684.03. And then what do we have here? We have close to 684.83. So SPY is the market itself, I should say, is definitely not completely dropping, I would say, but it is going down and then rallying back up. So a lot of uncertainty in the market here. Let's talk about the big seven, the Mag seven here, what's been going on with them. And I'm going to get into some stock tickers that I think are going to really pop off. I'm going to give you some market analysis as well. So we make a lot of money in our stock group. We do very, very well. We kill it every day. Today was my first red day in a long time. I'm not going to lie to you. I had a red day today. Wasn't exponentially crazy, but it was definitely still a red day. So here's where we're at. Okay. So Nvidia, let's talk about Nvidia first. Nvidia is trading right around 180. Okay. Nvidia was really not doing much. Big drop for Nvidia here today, but Nvidia's been bouncing around 180 to 190, and it's pretty much been staying there. Apple is right around 269, I would say. Yeah, 269 here around this area. And Apple did have a little bit of a spike up, a little 10-point run. Good, good, but nothing too crazy, nothing so impressive. Next, I want to talk about Microsoft. Okay, let's talk about Microsoft here. A lot of downside for Microsoft, peaking back up, but Microsoft sold off a lot. And this is the cheapest that Microsoft is going to be. I'm telling you, like, this is probably a very good opportunity for you to buy Microsoft because you're not going to see it this low, really. You're really not going to see this low. And it might go a little bit lower. Yes, it could go a little bit more to the downside, but I'm telling you right now, Microsoft is already so overextended. And, the weekly RSI on Microsoft is absolutely insane. So if you look at this right here, Microsoft is just down, bro. It's down. Okay. It's not doing so good. Sorry, I'm looking at the daily RSI here. It's very, very low. Sold off a lot today. But yeah, Microsoft is at super low levels here, looking at about 30 right here. And I think that Microsoft is not going to go too much lower. We had a huge spike up, come down. But at the end of the day, people, you got to start looking into buying shares. Shares are good when they're at a massive discount like this. I think Microsoft is probably one of the best opportunities to buy shares in. Google ran up. Okay, it's back to its higher levels here. It ran up all the way to 350, and then it dropped down. Let's see where Google is at now. Starting to recover after the overnight session here. It's about 343. Could probably go back up to 345 and continue to move back up. I think Google 350, 360 this week. And big thing I want to say, guys, is don't get spooked by the market. We're at a good position. We're at 689. We're still in the 680 zone. I know it's frustrating. We haven't gone anywhere with SPY. I know it's frustrating. We haven't really moved anywhere. But at the end of the day, we are still doing good with the market. The market is still trending upward in a general matter. So don't freak out. Meta platforms, talk about Meta here, okay? Meta took a hit today, dropped a little bit, went all the way down from the morning all the way to about 690 right here. And it's holding there for right now, 692. Tesla, okay. Tesla held remarkably well during this whole situation. Tesla was not going down. I had puts on Tesla, but you know what? I shifted to calls because I think Tesla is coiling up here and Tesla is held very well. So I think Tesla could be very due for a heavy breakout. I want to talk about a few other stocks as well. I want to talk about gold. Gold is kind of oscillating around the 450 range. It's peaking up a little bit here. I think gold will start to run up. Silver as well. I think silver will start to make a move towards upside once again. We were very, very overbought on silver, and then we sold off quite a bit, but now we're recovering a little bit. So I think gold and silver will start to peak up. Want to talk about a few other stocks as well. Baba may not get the move that I wanted to. May retest that 180 this week, but looks like it's a little weak right now. Consolidating here, coiling up, needs to get a good break for it to move up. QQ, tech stocks, we're all in a frenzy today. Huge sell off, went down to 611, 610. So very low level. So crazy, crazy stuff. So let's talk about each of these stocks individually a little bit more. So NVIDIA here, okay? NVIDIA is still a leader of AI, but the market wants to see something from this. I've been saying this, I've been preaching it. NVIDIA needs to show something happening, okay? Apple, let's talk about Apple over here, okay? Where's our boy Apple? Apple had a little bit of a move up. I think Apple's going to do pretty well, to be honest with you. It acts more defensive than aggressive. It's steady, but it's not really like driving the market right now. Microsoft is a very technical thing, okay? I'm just looking at Microsoft technically. It's continued to be judged. It's continued to be very, very pushed down because people want more out of cloud growth. People are expecting more. The guidance tone on Microsoft matters more than the headlines, and any softness with the stock is getting punished aggressively. Okay. Microsoft is still a big dog. I think Microsoft is huge. I think that it's a great opportunity to buy shares. But what is more powerful is Google. Google is, running the AI game. They've got the cloud story on lock. Their guidance is very good. They could outperform every other uh, person in the market if they decide to cooperate with the market. I didn't talk about Amazon. I'm gonna talk about Amazon right now. AWS and Amazon are doing very, very good. Amazon is very choppy though. Okay. Amazon's kind of been hovering around the same zone. Didn't really get affected too much today. Retail limits the aggressive rallies, but also limits the aggressive falls as well. So Amazon works well when AWS works, and everything else does not matter for Amazon. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. Meta, it's kind of trying to hold on to its earning strength, and it's holding on despite the early sell-off. It's not really doing too bad. Meta has a huge range. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So momentum's going to carry for Meta unless the unless the ad revenue starts to weaken out. So it's still one of the cleaner executions for the big seven. Meta's already proved itself. Meta's already been there. They just have to hold this, and if they hold this, they're going to get another explosive spike upwards. Tesla, okay, has stayed calm through despite the volatility. It stayed pretty stable. Like I said, it's going to swing up. I think Tesla for the upside 440. I was actually bearish on Tesla until recently. The data is moving very fast and the stock is different. So Tesla's still a wild card and it's always going to move harder than the rest, but it needs to decide where to move. Let's talk about crypto in itself. Crypto has been bleeding absolutely insane. Bitcoin is under a lot of pressure after breaking below the 80 point mark, okay, the 80K mark. And Bitcoin is now close to touching 70K. It's dropping, and this wasn't just noise, it's just tightening everything. And it's what's causing, I think, the market to drop as well, because Bitcoin is a risk on asset in theory, still to my definition. So there's less tolerance for Bitcoin, there's less tolerance for risk. People are selling off Bitcoin. They're preferring quality over, risky assets. Their aversion is very, very high, and that risk aversion can spill into tech. And with the AI marketplace, it could really start to backfire for a lot of things. So markets, okay, what to expect next? Very, very sensitive. You're looking for the right stocks in this market. It's a headline sensitive market. It's very choppy. We have relief bounces, but not runaway rallies. Very important. We're not running with rallies up. We're bouncing up. You're catching a couple points and then you're kind of out of it. The Mag 7 can grind higher. The tech stocks that are quality are going to lead up. And if the risk keeps flaring up with crypto, macro, politics, it's going to, we're going to start to rotate into defensive stocks. And I'm going to talk about a few of them right now, okay? Just so you guys have an idea. So first on my list is Walmart. Let me pull up Walmart here. Walmart was climbing up today, did very, very well. We're at 128.50. A lot of people are rotating into Walmart. Did very, very well. And that is a good stock on the list. GEV, all the dips are getting bought up for GEV. Very, very bullish. This is not going anywhere. IBM went down today, but I think this is a good consolidation and a spike up. So I think IBM for the upside here. Coin, okay, coin, same thing. Big spike down, but I think consolidation here. The only thing that didn't really move that much for today's market is actually Palantir. Palantir had a drop in the morning, but that was just in the morning, and they've been pretty consistent since. So I think Palantir for the upside. Uber, I think once earnings comes out, Uber's going to beat, but I don't know if Uber's going to rally up. I think Uber is very undervalued based off the stock price, and I think it will have a nice spike. UNH, UNH is continuously um kind of getting beaten down a little bit. Look at this downtrend UNH, just back to back to back. More so recently after their massive fall off, they recovered a bit and they're slowly starting to go back down to that 278 level. And UNH, I think UNH is a money printing machine, but people are speculative about them because of their falsified numbers. Um, ASTS, I thought this would rally up, and it absolutely did. It went up, and I think this will start to touch 130 very soon. Johnson and Johnson still keeps moving up. Very clean movement up. These retail stocks are doing absolutely amazing, and I think Johnson Johnson is going to just continuously have a lot of growth. So very, very positive on Johnson Johnson. TSM. This was one that I was thinking about for the upside, but it actually is starting to be a little bit all over the place. So I'm not going to touch it too much, but I think that if it stabilizes and coils up, we can have a big move to the upside here very soon. Today, let's talk about today with TSM. Taiwan Semiconductor, okay. We had a good drop today, a little bit of a coil up. Same thing. We just gotta watch it and see what happens. And I think this will have more moves to the upside. Avgo, same thing. See how these patterns are very similar? Drop, coiling, more move to the upside. A lot of gap fills that we have here with 30, 40 points in there. So, my thing is look for the gap fills, grab one that you have confidence in. MU, I think this will easily run back up to 440 and start to, obviously explode from there. Another one is AMD. AMD beat earnings, but AMD is down. AMD got crushed after earnings, which seem to be overvalued. They had a great run and they seem to be getting corrected here. So a lot of good stocks in the market. I gave you a few here. Definitely be careful with what you're picking. Pick the good stocks. If you guys want to know what I'm doing, you're more than welcome to trade with us. Link is down below. But I appreciate you guys. Talk soon and let's stay green, brothers. Peace out.